Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Ashley, and if you're a returning subscriber, hey, what's up? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I will be talking about jobs, work, benefits, stuff like that from my personal experience. If you're interested in this type of video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let's get right into this video. The first thing I want to talk about is my starting journey with work. So I started off, of course, I've said this plenty of times, as a retail worker, basically customer service. So customer service is literally the start of a majority of job. Customer service within Best Buy, I was able to transition into data, which is like stock, and I counted all the stocks for the store and made sure that there was no discrepancies within the store. So that was a plus, and also doing a back office as well. So with those skills, I was able to transition into the health field. Retail helps you in any other position that you want to transition to. I was able to transition into a patient care representative, basically call center. Call center is usually the stepping stool to start something else. So I started off at a dermatology clinic called Swagger Dermatology as a patient care representative. It was just like calls coming back to back, but it gave me the skill to learn how to use Next Health system, also verifying insurances. Even though I did go to school for a medical billing certificate, I still had to make sure that I had the skills to learn what a CPT code is, a diagnosis code, ICD-10 code, I think that is what they would call it, and also learning how to use ZocDoc from the doctor's perspective and also from the patient's perspective. It was like 4 different systems. I was getting like 80 calls a day, which was a lot, because after a while you're like, oh my god, I'm tired of talking. I would recommend starting as a call center agent if you want to get into any job field, because once you're in that job field, you can just transfer if you want to stay with the company. That's what I always recommend. So with that job, I was making $16.50, and that was 2000, what year was that? 2017. And that's when the minimum wage went up. I don't think the minimum wage went up, but that was like the highest for me, because I left Best Buy making 14, so I went and I got $16.50 at that job. So I was like, oh my god, this is good. And then they were only paying us twice a month, because that's how everyone else was getting paid, and I was able to learn administrative stuff within that field and stuff like that. The only downfall with working in a call center is that your calls, I would say, is a downfall, but it's also great. But for me, your calls are always recorded, and then you're getting a review every few weeks. I felt like it was just unnecessary. So after that, I was able to transition into Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, where I was able to be an office coordinator 2. So office coordinator 2 is basically the second tier, because you already know how to use Epic, you know how to use Cadence, and know how to make orders and put in CBC orders, comp orders. It's like there were certain stuff that I would have to do for the doctor or for a patient, so the patient can be seen. The orders that would need like a write-off from a doctor would be like a PET scan, a PET scan. It was like other cardiology stuff that would need to be entered. So with that position, because I learned what to do at the dermatology office of using systems, and for Best Buy for data, I was able to transition as like helping the doctors set up peer-to-peers, and also helping the clinical research coordinators help assisting patients with getting their clinical trials and stuff. I'm telling you, retail really sets you up for every other thing. So with that position, basically like an office coordinator with scheduling, and also helping me with administrative work. It taught me how to do travel expenses and everything for the doctor. And then now my former position at my current job, I did administrative assistant / patient coordinator. So it was like it was not a temp role, it was a floater role. It was a floater role. So I can do admin, and I can also do patient coordinator. So patient coordinator is usually front desk, or you help with the call center. So I did both, depending on the day. So with that position, I stayed in with that position for a year, because I did have experience with Epic and learning how to do insurances and stuff like that. And let me go back. Memorial Sloan Kettering pays starting off and this was 2018, that was $25.15 because they base it off the salary and then they break it down in hourly. So that was a jump from the $16.50, and then I went right up to $25 and change, and I felt like that was good. The insurance was also a great benefit. It didn't cost much. It was about like $25 for a Aetna plan. It was like $5 for dental and $2 for vision. Like, the benefits were great. It was great because the insurance literally covered majority of the stuff that I went to the doctor for. Yeah, that was 2018 all the way to 2020. And then when 2020, in 2019, when I got a raise, I think the raise was only 15 cents. It wasn't that much. It really wasn't that much. Then fast forward to the future, we are now at my current job, and the position for the floater for administrative assistant and patient coordinator, the starting pay there was $27.13, odd number, literally $27.13, and the benefits are a little expensive at this current job. I think insurance, depending on your salary, goes up. So like the lowest for the insurance is literally $58 or $53, which I feel like is absurd, because my boyfriend works at the hospital and his shit is only $20. It's crazy, but you're gonna need the insurance regardless. So that pay, it wasn't bad. The $27, it literally helped me. It helped me over. It really helped. With that position, it wasn't like, it was okay. It was a foot in the door. And then I found myself stuck in the call center because they were, what can I say? They were short-staffed on call center employees. So I was stuck in there. So with that, after a year being in that floater position, I was able to transition and get a promotion into a new position, clinical coding specialist. That's what I will be. Like, I will be a clinical coding specialist, so for radiology. So anyone that is coming in for a PET scan or ultrasound, I gotta just make sure that the insurance is gonna cover the scan, and we make sure that everything is great with your insurance before you come in. Basically, I am the man in between you and your insurance and before your doctor's visit. So with that position, I am making $32.80 because of my experience, but they do label the position as pre-authorization specialist. So as a pre-authorization specialist, I think the starting pay is $28.16, but because of my experience, I was able to get a little bit more. So I wrote down all the stuff that I wanted to say to you guys after I gave you a little breakdown of like my job, how much I get paid. Let's get into how to land most of these healthcare jobs. So with like healthcare jobs, majority of jobs now are doing before we get into that. So how did I transition into the position that I have now? Literally, your resume, let it match the job description. And I'm gonna give you a hint. As a Black person, if you don't know how to do anything that's listed on the job description, that's okay. They're going to train you regardless, but put it in your resume as if you did the job. And then you're gonna Google and see how the job is done and make a scenario and make it seem like you've done the job. I don't think, because a lot of people do that, I'm telling you. And sometimes you have the experience, it's just worded in a different way. The way that interviews are done within jobs is using the STAR method. I don't remember the abbreviation, but like with the STAR method, you have to list the situation, the task, the answer, the result, or something like that. STAR method literally is like having a conversation. Like, say if they'd be like, so tell me about a time that you helped a patient out that was very difficult. So you're gonna list something in your head like, oh, there was a time that I helped out a patient and they were very rude, and then I was able to cater to their needs and I did this and that and the patient was very happy. You have to list out a story for them because they want to see how your mannerisms are within that job. They just want to make sure that you're able to handle the work. STAR method is the most used method for interview processes. So that's why I want to let everyone know, like, because I did so much interviews, it's something that I know to prepare myself for. Even if I'm not doing a behavioral interview, it's still going to be a STAR method interview. Behavioral STAR method, same thing. Google it. Trust me. If you know how to do the STAR method interview, you're gonna land a job. So I have a list of jobs that I think that will be good for someone that wants to make more than $20 an hour. You can look up these positions. They're all located in the hospitals, which will be Well Cornell, New York Presbyterian, if you're in New York, New York Presbyterian, HSS, Memorial Sloan Kettering, NYU, and yeah, I think NYU does make you do a assessment test, which is so long, so that's why I usually skip out on NYU. And then Mount Sinai is a union-based job. Get into these jobs. So the first thing I'm gonna say is that's a job that is good for front desk and starting is a senior patient coordinator at Well Cornell. The starting pay for that is around $24 an hour because you're on the front desk. I would say starting pay because other departments do pay you more money to do front desk work, and it varies. And if you're at an outpatient, it is closed on the weekends, and we usually get some school holidays off as well. So, which is good. Okay, so the next thing is administrative specialist, which will be like secretary work. The starting pay for that is around $32 an hour. You just have to make sure that you know how to do Google Suite, Outlook Suite, know how to work a calendar, know how to do an expense report, which is easy to get done. So you have to learn how to do that as well. Another thing will be patient access specialist at HSS Hospital. HSS is located inside a hospital. They have an HSS at Lower East Side on East 66th Street and also in New York Presbyterian Hospital. They're hiring for that as well. If you're a patient access specialist starting off, it will be probably around $25 an hour. The best thing that I advise everyone to start work with is actually starting as a customer service representative, and they give you the option to work hybrid or to work from home. So I do recommend starting in that because you get to know the ins and outs of how to create stuff for a patient, how to use Epic, how to check in patients, how to verify their insurance. It's like so much stuff that you can learn as a customer service representative. The next thing, if you're a LPN and you went to school and you just got your LPN degree, I suggest applying for a clinical research assistant because you have the background in biology. So with the clinical research assistant, you're basically doing the same thing as a nurse because that's what they do. And I think the starting pay for clinical research assistant, if I'm not mistaken, give me one, it's around like $65K a year. I'm not sure the annual pay. Reason why, and also in a department that specializes in oncology pays people more money because it is basically a research-based hospital. If you're working at St. Jude, they're gonna pay you. If you're working at Memorial, they're gonna pay you. So oncology is where the money's at, and also technology, which is like radiology department and stuff like that, is where the money's at. Okay, but those are the jobs that I do recommend if you want to get in a health field and start working. If you want to get into a health field, but I do recommend to transition your customer service experience to any other job position that you apply for. Like if you apply for working at TD Bank, apply to be a customer service representative because you can always get yourself promoted to like a different position. Always when you interview for a job, ask them, are there any promotions involved? Because you always want to have that step up to make more money. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little formative video. I really wanted to give you guys an insight of how much money can be made and stuff like that. The way that this world is going, we're gonna need the extra money. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, y'all.